Alright, so first we're going to get our shoe covers, and with these guys you want to make sure that you are keeping track of where your line is, your white line right here. That is always going to go at the front of your foot, like so. Same thing on the other side. Find my white line, put that at the top of my foot. There we go. So next we're going to do our hair net, and I like to look in the mirror, make sure that I'm getting all of my hair in there. Pretty easy for me because I don't have hair, but with the ladies, make sure that you're really covering all the way to the bottom of where your baby hairs are, and I would suggest wearing a low bun so that this line is stuck under there and they don't fall out during your compounding. So next we're going to move on to the face mask. Make sure that you have your blue side out and your little band thing up here at the top of your nose. Pinch it, get behind my ears, and then make sure that you pull it down underneath your chin here. So I'm just going to check myself in the mirror again, make sure everything is covered. Looks good. So now I can move on to my hand washing. First thing I'm going to do is turn on the water and get it to a good temperature, how I feel is comfortable. And then I'm going to wet my arms so that the soap slides down them easier when I'm actually washing my hands. They're going to wet all the way down the arm. I'm going to grab a ton of soap. I do at least 2 or 3 squirts here just to make sure that I've got a ton. And then we're going to wash our hands. Really make sure that you get all the sides over, interlace your fingers so you're getting the top of your hands. Do this. Get your thumb really good. I would suggest also doing that with each of the fingers. Make sure you're really getting in all of the cracks in there.
Ellie, I'm going to put one of these on soap over.
Okay, make sure I get underneath my nails and my palm here. So now I can move on to cleaning down my arms. I'm going to grab a little bit more soap so that I've got lots of suds. And then we're just going to go in little circular motions all the way around the arm. Take your time and go down only. So I don't want to see any motions like this or coming back up to the hands. We're going to start here and go only down. So little tiny motions around, move down a little bit, keep going. Make sure you get all the way down to the tip of your elbow here. It's really important. We want to see the suds all the way down. So making sure I'm not moving any dirt back up my arm when moving down. Perfect. So now we're going to rinse, and do not use your hands to rub it off. You're just going to start with your fingertips here and one swipe down the arm, get everything off, and hold it up so that this water is dripping down and not back up to my fingers. So then I'll do this again with the other arm. Okay. Now I'm going to grab my paper towel, make sure it does not touch the counter. I'm going to pat dry rather than rubbing my hands dry. When you rub it, it creates more skin cells and particulates. Going to use this to turn off my sink. Don't reuse this paper towel, it immediately goes in the trash. And then I will clean off, dry off the rest of my arms here. So now I can put on my gown. Grab a regular size one here. And I'm going to make sure I know where my ties are, what I'm doing with them. Put them on here. So then I'm going to tie the top ties first, right around the back of my head. If this is hard for you to do behind the back of your head, you can try the method where you tie it before and then pull it over your head. So I've got that tied. Now I've got my top, so I'm gonna look at my sides here. This is the one where my strings are. So I'm gonna take the side without the strings. I'm gonna wrap that as far as I can back over here and kind of pull down. If you're pushing it up, you get this weird gap up here, so really pull it down and across, and then really overlap as much as you can. Down, pull my ties over. You can tie it in the back, front, side, whichever is easier for you. I like to do it on the side here so I can still see it. So check in here, I'm gonna check myself in the mirror again, make sure I don't have a gap. I think I'm okay. So now we're going to grab our antiseptic hand wash, just a little bit so that it doesn't soak my hands. Let these dry off a little bit. Okay, feeling all right. Then I'm gonna get my gloves on. Make sure that nothing that you're using or touching is touching the counter. If your glove hits the counter, it's not sterile anymore, throw it away. And then here with my gloves, I'm gonna pull my sleeve up a little bit to the wrist and then pull this over and kind of push the gown in with my thumb. Make sure it's really underneath my glove there. And then same thing here. Kind of pull it over, shove my gown in with my thumb there. Now we're good.